के लिए अभी और कुर्बानी करना होगी। मुसलमान मुसीबत में घबराया नहीं करता। हमारे हौसले बुलंद हैं।
The partition of British India into independent Muslim and Hindu dominions in 1947, achieved by the gallant Muslims, is an unparalleled feat, stimulated by their great leaders. The Indian Independence Act of 1947 stipulated the divide. The Muslim and Hindu majority territories were to constitute the independent states of Pakistan and India, while 565 princely states could exercise the option of acceding either of the newly formed Muslim or Hindu dominion. At this juncture, the state of Pakistan was born in the shape of East and West Pakistan, geographically disposed into two distinct regions separated by Hindu majority India. The territory of West Pakistan was adjacent to 14 Muslim majority princely states. Among these, the state of Bahawalpur figured prominently as one of the affluent and benignly governed princely states. The state of Bahawalpur was ruled by the Abbasi kin. The Abbasi caliphs, revered by the Muslims across the world due to their noble association with the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, had led the Muslim world for centuries from Baghdad. During the 14th century, Abbasi offspring Sultan Ahmad Abbasi II arrived in Sindh. The Muslims in the region, out of reverence, naturally rallied around, and soon the Abbasis established a small dominion. The descendants consolidated the dominion. However, during the 17th century, the regime was divided into Kalhora and Daud Potras. The Daud Potra Abbasis were forced to relocate and in 17th century established a small dominion around Shikarpur in Sindh in 1690. The inception of the state of Bahawalpur is tracked back to 1727 when Amir Sadiq Muhammad Khan Abbasi I, a Daud Potra Abbasi, upset by the belligerent Kalhoras, left Shikarpur and arrived on the periphery of the Cholistan desert. The contemporary desert used to be a fertile region in the antiquity, nourished by the withered Hakra river. The region is dotted with ruins of ancient settlements dating back to 3000 BCE. An ensemble of old forts, destroyed and rebuilt many times, outlines the landscape. The region is steeped in ancient history, resonating in the folklore, poetry, handicrafts, dances, and myths, while numerous palaces and tombs enliven the architectural ensemble. In the heart of Bahawalpur region, the city of Uch, located at the confluence of 5 rivers, has a deep-rooted tradition of spiritualism, education, and trade. The local populace has entrenched religion's inclination, shaped by a legacy of saints and religious scholars. Naturally, the arrival of Abbasi Amirs was admired and fervently exceeded. The pioneering Nawab established a small dominion centered at Chaudhari, present-day Liaqatpur. In 1728, he raised a new settlement at Allahabad as the state capital. He wrested the formidable centuries-old Darawar fort in the middle of the Cholistan desert from the ruler of Jaisalmer and expanded the territory. In 1746, Nawab Amir Bahawal Khan Abbasi I established Bahawalpur as the state capital. The next ruler, Nawab Amir Mubarak Khan Abbasi, instituted numerous settlements as the state continued expansion in the form of Nowshera, which was later named Rahim Yar Khan, Khairpur, Kot Sabzal, and Manthar. In 1802, Nawab Amir Bahawal Khan Abbasi II opened the state mint. In 1833, Nawab Amir Bahawal Khan Abbasi III signed a treaty with the British rulers reinforcing the state. The ruler was accorded 17 cannon salute and special access to the Viceroy of British India. The state survived the test of times as perilous as the expeditions of Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali, disintegration of the Mughal Empire, pressure from bordering Sikh state, and the British expansion, courtesy to the acumen and statesmanship of the Nawabs. At its zenith, the state of Bahawalpur spanned 45,000 square kilometers, larger than countries such as Belgium and Denmark. The 300 miles eastern border touched states of Bikaner and Jaisalmer. The western border was River Indus, the northern border was River Satluj, and the southern border was shared with Sindh. In the late 19th century, Nawab Amir Sadiq Muhammad Khan Abbasi IV contributed architectural marvels, education and health facilities. The elegant Noor Mahal was maintained as the state guest house. The majestic Sadiq Mahal served as the state secretariat. Daulat Khana Mahal accommodated the royal family. The historic Sadiq Edgerton College served the educational needs of the natives, while the state's principal medical facility was built as Bahawal Victoria Hospital. The following ruler, Nawab Amir Bahawal Khan Abbasi V, built Darbar Mahal for state assemblies and exquisite royal residences including Farrukh Mahal, Nishat Mahal and Gulzar Mahal. Nawab Amir Sadiq Muhammad Khan Abbasi V inherited the reins of the state in 1907. He is revered as one of the most iconic and influential princely state rulers in the subcontinent. Born on the 29th of September 1904 at Daulat Khana Palace in Bahawalpur, he succeeded his father at the tender age of 3 years. At the age of 7, he attended British Emperor George V's coronation in Delhi. The young Nawab received the highest ovation for his exquisite soldierly performance while leading the march past. Nawab Sir Sadiq was educated in London and at Heenan College, Lahore. The Council of Regency ruled on his behalf till 1924, when Nawab took the reign on being invested by the Viceroy of British India, Lord Reading. The Nawab inherited a welfare state comprising judicial and executive institutions. The administration was run by trained civil servants, a ministerial cabinet headed by a prime minister. The treasury branch included Bank of Bahawalpur with branches outside the state as well, including Karachi. The judiciary included the High Court and lower courts. The security institution included a trained police force and state forces commanded by officers trained at the Royal Military Academy. The state had an airport in Kanpur, its own aircraft and naval vessels. Nawab Sir Sadiq earnestly and energetically set upon developing the state further. He proved to be an exceptional ruler, transforming the state through his vision in diplomacy, economy, education, health, agriculture, transportation, defense, and security sectors. The Nawab had a penchant for diplomacy. He maintained strong association with the British and other foreign governments, exemplified by interactions and presentation of expensive gifts. In 1937, out of 600 ruling chiefs, only 6, including Nawab Sir Sadiq, were invited to represent princely India in the coronation of British Emperor George VI. Nawab Sir Sadiq envisioned agricultural growth in the region for a prosperous economy. He guided the Sutlej Valley irrigation project, which included building of Firozpur, Islam, Suleimanki and Panjnath headworks on River Sutlej. The state thus assumed the status of a grain house in the subcontinent with its substantial agricultural produce. Nawab Sir Sadiq pursued a tradition of philanthropy. In 1935, once Quetta was devastated by the severe earthquake, Nawab extended financial, material, and moral support to the survivors. Viceroy of India, Lord Wellington, personally came to Sadiq Palace to express British government's thanks to the Nawab. The Nawab was an altruistic ruler, benevolently working to expand the health sector of the state. He maintained a network of health facilities offering free treatment to the ailing. He upgraded Bahawal Victoria Hospital, which served the natives as well as people from the neighboring territories. Nawab Sir Sadiq was passionate about promotion of literacy, and he aimed to adorn every native of the state with the light of education. The state maintained libraries in every tehsil. The Central Sadiq Reading Library in Bahawalpur was developed as an enabler of literacy and intellect. Inaugurated in 1924 by Viceroy of India, Lord Reading, it was established as a major library maintaining a large collection of books and manuscripts, including some of the oldest known manuscripts of the Holy Quran and Hadiths written by Hazrat Imam Hussain. A network of education facilities, including primary and high schools, colleges, and a university, was operative in the state. Education was free till higher secondary school, while the state provided scholarships for higher education. In 1925, Jamia Abbasiya was inaugurated, modeled on the lines of Jamia al-Azhar of Egypt. Today, Jamia Abbasiya exists as Islamia University Bahawalpur and is bound in gratitude to His Highness, who extended glorious services for illuminating the masses. After the independence of Pakistan, Nawab Sir Sadiq launched the elite Sadiq Public School in 1954. The alumni of the school feature notable professionals in diverse domains. Sir Sadiq patronized reputable academic institutions of the subcontinent, including Punjab University, Lahore, Muslim University, Aligarh, Nidwatul Ulema, Lucknow, and Jamia Millia, Delhi. The list of educational and medical facilities funded by Nawab is wide-ranging. The Nawab realized that road and rail transportation was an enabler of progress and prosperity. New roads were constructed, adding to hundreds of kilometers of reinforced roads and tracks in the state. Empress Railway Bridge on River Sutlej was built in the late 19th century. It carried a railway line and a cart road flanked by footpaths. In 1930, Nawab Sir Sadiq commissioned the conversion of the bridge into a dual carriageway. Nawab was a devout Muslim and he respected the religious passion and identity of the populace. He passionately contributed towards maintenance of mosques in the state. Nawab Sir Sadiq patronized expansion of the beautiful Jamia Mosque Al Sadiq in Bahawalpur, which has a stunning architecture. The walls are covered with white marble retaining beautiful Islamic calligraphy. The mosque can accommodate 50,000 people at one time. The Nawab constructed 4 residential facilities named Bahawalpur House in Makkah and one in Medina for pilgrims from Bahawalpur. Being a visionary leader, Nawab Sir Sadiq anticipated the importance of a native language for official discourse. Recognizing Urdu as a common denominator, he designated it as the official language of the state. Nawab Sir Sadiq's propensity for defense and security was rooted in the regal tradition. Besides leading the state forces, he had joined the British Indian Army and was commissioned in the 21st King George's own Central India Horse. With his remarkable aptitude for military affairs, he progressed in his military career, eventually rising to the rank of Major General in the British Army. He expanded and maintained a well-trained military and police force for external defense and internal security of the state. The state of Bahawalpur, with its ruler from the noble lineage and overwhelming Muslim majority, was the flag bearer of Muslim nationhood in the subcontinent. Based on this realization, the Nawab formed comradeship with those who led the struggle for Muslim identity and autonomy. Allama Iqbal had a personal affinity with the Nawab as they shared passion for the Muslim revival. Correspondence from 1930s between Allama Iqbal and Nawab Sir Sadiq shows the Nawab's interest, moral support and financial assistance for the Muslim cause. The Nawab and Quaid-e-Azam built a comradeship based on mutual respect. The comradeship started when Nawab requested loan from British Indian government for Sutlej River irrigation project, and the eminent lawyer Muhammad Ali Jinnah was engaged professionally to advise. This relationship later became significant politically and economically in the strengthening of Pakistan. In 1941, Nawab Sir Sadiq presented a handwritten manuscript of the Holy Quran and funding to Quaid-e-Azam, expressing his loyalty to the Pakistan movement. Nawab Sir Sadiq believed that through the course of the two preceding centuries, the state of Bahawalpur exemplified Pakistan. In 1943, he wrote to Quaid-e-Azam, "I saw you in Karachi very despondent. Be rest assured, Mr. Jinnah, that if your dream of Pakistan doesn't materialize, Bahawalpur is your Pakistan today." At the conclusion of the Second World War, British government paid £52,000 compensation to the state of Bahawalpur. The Nawab gifted this amount to the Qaid as funding for Pakistan movement. On the eve of partition, Pandit Nehru visited Nawab Sir Sadiq in London to convince him to join India and offered various incentives, but he rejected the offer. His remarks on the Indian offer were, "Pakistan is my front door and India is my back door. Every gentleman would like to use his front door, not back door." The state of Bahawalpur under Nawab Sir Sadiq contributed significantly to the nascent state of Pakistan. On the eve of independence, Nawab expressed his loyalty and generosity towards Pakistan. While India inherited Delhi, the imperial capital, Pakistan had Karachi, then a city with virtually no state apparatus, without stationery in offices and no state bank. Funding for the new dominion and facilitation of the Qaid to operate as head of the state was much needed. For the inauguration of the Qaid as Governor General of Pakistan, a Rolls-Royce open coach was gifted to the Qaid, in which he received Viceroy of India, Lord Mountbatten, and proceeded through Karachi. Nawab Sir Sadiq offered his private property, Al-Shams Palace in Karachi, for Governor General's residence. According to the Partition of India Act, the ruler of the state of Bahawalpur was to make the call for its accession with either Pakistan or India. For Pakistan, ensuring the passage of water from rivers Sutlej and Indus was critical, while Pakistan's main lines of communication from north to south ran through the state of Bahawalpur. Thus, the state's accession was important for Pakistan. For the state of Bahawalpur, its agriculture, the enabler for prosperity, dependent on Sutlej Valley project, essentially an extension of the irrigation system of West Punjab. A formal proposal from Quaid-e-Azam was made to politically federate the state of Bahawalpur with Pakistan. Nawab Sir Sadiq valued Bahawalpur's natural affinity with Pakistan based on shared Muslim identity. He promptly accepted the offer. On 3rd October 1947, a constitutional instrument of accession was drawn out by the late ruler and the state was unconditionally acceded to Pakistan. It became the first princely state to join Pakistan. In the ensuing months, Nawab Sir Sadiq generously contributed towards the initial financial requirements of Pakistan. Pakistan had no state bank at that time, so the Bank of Bahawalpur became the conduit. The financial assistance was treated as a contribution, not a loan. Offers by the government of Pakistan to compensate the Nawab for loss of his palaces in Delhi, Missouri and Shimla were magnanimously declined by the ruler. He gifted 72 million rupees and 22,000 tons of wheat to the government, while salaries of the government employees during the initial months were drawn from the treasury of Bahawalpur state. He provided gold to British Central Bank as assurance for issuance of currency for Pakistan during the initial months. He also gifted aircraft to the national airline. Amir of Bahawalpur Refugee Relief and Rehabilitation Fund was established for channeling resources for the refugees. He personally received the refugees at the railway station, while he had never received even the viceroy. Nawab Sadiq also contributed a handsome amount of ₹500,000 rupees for Quaid-e-Azam Relief Fund for the refugees. The Qaid earnestly acknowledged the valuable contribution. State of Bahawalpur's forces, comprising a brigade group and including infantry battalions, artillery regiment and supporting elements, became a distinguished constituent of Pakistan Army. A few years later, Nawab Sadiq was honored with the rank of General in Pakistan Army. Nawab Sadiq did not leave a stone unturned to see Pakistan making it through the testing times. Quaid-e-Azam expressed the nation's gratitude as, "We are thankful to the state of Bahawalpur and Nawab Sadiq Muhammad Khan Abbasi for providing Pakistan with money to run the state affairs, even providing ink for our pens." In 1954, Nawab Sadiq patriotically expressed Bahawalpur's unflinching commitment to Pakistan in these words: "I have full faith that the people of Bahawalpur are equally committed to Pakistan as are people from other parts of Pakistan. They are doing everything within human capability for enhancing the integrity and prestige of the motherland." In 1959, Nawab Sadiq set up his charitable foundation holding 1,700 acres to maintain charitable institutions, orphanages and mosques. This followed the grants going to educational institutions such as endowments to universities of Aligarh and Punjab, both of which honored him with the degrees of Doctorate of Law. In Lahore, he constructed and gifted Senate Hall of Punjab University, and at Heenan College, a swimming pool and a mosque, and an entire block named Bahawalpur House for King Edward Medical College. In 1959, President Ayub Khan visited Sadiqgarh Palace and invested Nawab Sadiq with the highest civil award of Pakistan, Order of the Nishan-e-Quaid-e-Azam. On 24th May 1966, Nawab Sadiq died in London when he was 61 years old. The national flag was lowered to half-mast. At Karachi Airport, General Officer Commanding Major General S.A. Bilgarami received the body on behalf of the President of Pakistan. A special train, escorted by a guard of honor, transported the coffin to Bahawalpur. The railway lines in Bahawalpur were blocked by people expressing grief at the loss of their former sovereign, who represented 3 decades of peace, dignity and benevolent rule. At Sadiqgarh Palace, the coffin was mounted on a gun carriage escorted by 6 generals. The procession followed on foot for 1 kilometer through silent crowds. Thereafter, the procession entered vehicles. At the Rawad, 6 buglers of Pakistan Army sounded the last post. Artillery batteries of Pakistan Army, coordinated by radio, fired a 17-gun salute simultaneously from Rawalpindi and the Rawad. He departed for his final abode, but he still lives in the hearts of the nation. The nation can never forget the enormity of his contribution to the motherland. On the eve of the 47th death anniversary of the Nawab, Pakistan Postal Services issued a commemorative stamp as part of Pioneers of Freedom series. These glorious and eminent services for Pakistan and the masses remain a beacon of light for generations to come. The state of Bahawalpur, along with other Muslim states at the time of partition, carried the legacy of Islam in subcontinent in the post-Mughal era. The Muslim rulers of princely states which formed part of Pakistan significantly contributed towards the country. Today, while facing the most challenging of times, we should commemorate the resolute patriot Nawab Sadiq. He has left a legacy of sacrifice, nobility, honor, prestige, and nation building. The precious contributions inspire us, and we should preserve, reminisce, and admire the valuable contributions.